everyone, Abby here. Welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the Whoop 4.0 fitness tracker. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. And you guys recently got me to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you guys who did subscribe to my channel, who are enjoying my videos, sharing them, watching them, all of that stuff. And you guys are gonna see a lot more content from me this year in 2025. So I have the Whoop here in the color Onyx, which is a black color. And I did also get it with a Arctic colored band, which is more of a white type of color band. And the current price as of recording is $319 Canadian and $239 American. So now I'm gonna go into the major spec highlights about this tracker so you can get an idea of what it can do. So the Whoop 4.0 here has a battery life up to 5 days. It can track your heart rate, your steps, your sleep, your calories burned, your stress. It can track your activities and recovery time from them as well. It's also water resistant and can be worn in the rain, in the shower and stuff with no issues. It's lightweight, it tracks your HRV status, and I've gone ahead and listed more on screen for you. All right guys, now I'm gonna show you what it looks like on me. So to open it up, you kind of just pull it out like that, and then you can put it back on your wrist, and you just press it in place. Here's what it looks like on me. And I do have a 7-inch wrist, and it does fit me with plenty of room to spare. And I've gone ahead and put all the wrist sizes it can fit on screen for you. So when it comes to wearing this, I do find that it's pretty lightweight. The band here is kind of nice and soft against my skin. But what I found was that this part under the band, like this glued area or the shiny part, bothers me like crazy ever since I even tried it on. So what I have done as a workaround is I kind of just like fold it up. So I wear it like this with the band folded, and I've had no issues or irritation since doing that. So now I'm gonna show you guys real quick how to change the band. So to change the band, you're going to just kind of pull this end, and then it comes out. And then you're going to take the opposite side and you're gonna just put it back the holes right here on each side. So you're just gonna line it up. You can see those holes are in place. And then for this side, you're just gonna grab it with one hand and push it up. And there might be a bit of resistance. So then you're just gonna go and you're gonna slide it in with the kind of taller part of this little C on top. And just to let you guys know, when you are like attaching it, just make sure it's kind of shaped this way. So you're just gonna go and press it down. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And here is the Arctic color on me. And from the side, you can see like the black of the Whoop there. So it doesn't completely hide it. You can kind of see the color peeking through. So when it comes to tracking, daily metrics like your steps, your calories burned, your heart rate, HRV status, I think it's been doing a good job at that. It does say the step tracking is in beta mode, so I guess they're still trying to figure that out, but I do find the step tracking pretty good. For example, I took 100 steps. At the end of it, it was at 99, so pretty good. And just overall, when I'm moving my hands, when I'm walking, I do find it tracks my steps really well. If I am doing something like pushing a shopping cart, or if you were to push a stroller and you're not moving your arms or your hands, I find that it struggles with that because it's not getting that full motion. So it doesn't do accurate step tracking in those situations. You're gonna miss a lot of steps. You can have it auto track your activities, which the tracker here will do its best job to assign the correct activity to you. To auto track it, you have to be doing that activity for at least 15 minutes for it to, automatically track something. Otherwise, you're going to need to start the activity yourself. Now, I will say the auto tracking feature has not been the most accurate when it comes to assigning like the correct activity type. So when it comes to the app here, you can start an activity. You can just press the little button down here and click start an activity. And then you just click start and it will track it for you. Now, another thing you could do is you can add an activity. You can go ahead and select what activity you did, and they have a large list of them. So when it comes to activity tracking, I do find it does a pretty good job. So during the activity, you can see my heart rate, see the heart rate zones as well. You can see the estimated calorie burned, the average heart rate as well, and then they give you a strain score. So you kind of get some basic data from the activity. Pretty good if you just want to know the amount of calories you burn and your average heart rate. So the heart rate tracking I do find has been pretty good. You can see your heart rate variability, so your HRV status if you're someone who is interested in getting that data. The Whoop here has a quoted battery life up to 5 days. Now, with my usage doing things like taking walks, cardio, tracking my sleep, using daily alarms, and more, I got on average 3 to 3.5 days of battery life with the Whoop here. Now, for me, the battery life is definitely disappointing. For the life of me, I cannot figure out why the battery life is what it is, because there's no screen. Like, this should be pumping up like 10 days of battery life. I don't get why they couldn't figure that out. I feel like sacrificing a screen is something that I would be more happy about if I were to have longer battery life. It's not horrible by any means, but I was expecting it to be higher because it doesn't have a screen, drawing a lot of energy from it. Another thing I want to talk about is the charging experience. So with this Whoop here, the charger is wireless and you kind of slide it on. And in my experience, it's been charging pretty slow. On average, it will take around 2.5 hours or longer to charge, which is a bit disappointing to me. I guess they combat that by making it wireless, because the charging thing, you can just kind of wear it on the go, but it's really ugly. I mean, who wants to wear that to charge their watch? I don't know. I would have preferred just plugging something into it and charging it faster. Using the Whoop here, you do need to use the app for everything. Check your sleep data, your stress, HRV status, everything is going to be on the app here. So you can kind of just go through things and you can see your different metrics and data. When you're using the app, I do find it a little bit tricky to navigate. Something I like about the app is that they do have different types of plans that you can do, whether it be, a plan for weight loss, a plan for better sleep, and they have a lot more different plans that you can join. So I think that's a pretty cool factor that you have in here. Another thing I really like about it is the community aspect. An option to join a bunch of different communities. You can join communities for men or for women. You can join it for your country. You can join it for activities you like to do. Like if you're someone who like to go road running. You guys can see I'm just in one. I'm in the Canada community. Kind of pretty cool because it's like, you get to compete with others in the team that you joined. So it kind of just gives you an option to maybe motivate yourself a little bit more, try to rise up the leaderboards. For the sleep data, it will show your total hours of sleep, total hours of restorative sleep. It usually gives you a message on how to, improve your sleep. You can see a little graph here of your heart rate, and you can see your sleep stages, which is your time awake, your time in light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Sleep tracking overall, I think it's pretty good. Now, when it comes for the, sleep stages there, I think that they are a bit off, especially time awake. I usually find that's way too high. Light sleep, I think, is sometimes too low, and I think the sleep stages do need to be more accurate. But the other data there, like for example, if it's saying that you had a very restless sleep, those things I find, those messages are pretty accurate. So I know Whoop got a lot of hype. I heard a lot of people saying that it was the best sleep tracker. For me, it is not. I still think Fitbit is the top for me. And you can see right here, sleep from my Fitbit tracker and from the Whoop tracker, how they do compare for that night. And I definitely do think the Fitbit is more accurate here. All right, guys, so now I'm going to talk about the cons I've noticed about the Whoop here. And unfortunately, there's quite a bit of them. So the first con for me would be the band. I just find it a bit of a hassle. When it's actually on my wrist, doing this motion is a little bit tricky to get it off. So I honestly just find myself just like stretching it and just putting it on my wrist and off my wrist like this. Because it's a fabric band, it does get dirty easily. You guys can see my white band here. It is not white anymore. I have washed this so far 3 times and it just keeps getting dirty, and it gets dirty so fast. Like, this is just from me doing a couple workouts and just wearing it around. So yeah, it's not the best when it comes to keeping it clean. The black one is not as noticeable because it's black, but it still gets dirty, guys. Another thing about the band that I don't like is that it is not quick drying, and when you get it wet, it stays wet for at least like 45 minutes to an hour plus, and it's uncomfortable. Now, another con for me, which may be obvious, is that you have to use your phone for everything. And I'm not really the type of person who likes to be on my phone 24/7. I prefer the smartwatch or the tracker to do everything that it needs to, and for me to be able to see it on the actual device versus having to look on my phone. But it may not be a big deal for you. Another con for me is that the syncing process has been really slow. Every time I sync the Whoop, it takes 5 to 15 minutes, sometimes longer, to sync. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's really annoying. I will literally have my phone right beside it, and I have been syncing it every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, so I don't know why the syncing process has been so slow. Another con for me is I find the app sometimes a bit confusing to navigate and to find things. For example, I still, after weeks, I have not found the women's health. I've only seen a pregnancy tracking insight thing, but I can't find cycle tracking. Like, I just can't. I've used a lot of different types of smartwatches, like different brands and apps, and this one has been the worst for me when it comes to navigating it and finding things. It's just so confusing to me for whatever reason. All right, guys, the final con for me is that the Whoop here requires a subscription to use it. Now, it does come with a 12-month free trial, and I feel like they do that because people will forget about, oh yeah, there's a trial for this after a year. After that, you're gonna be spending about 10 bucks a month, maybe more or less depending on where you live, and that's just to use the Whoop to view your data. So I don't like that because everything is dependent on the app. You're not able to use the Whoop by itself without the membership and subscription. So you're buying the Whoop for this price, but then you're gonna be adding on $10 a month forever until you're done with the smartwatch. So that's definitely a big con for me. And all right, guys, considering the price, the quality, the color, the comfort, the performance, the battery life, and everything like that, I would go ahead and give this a 6.7 out of 10. I do give it a thumbs up. Now, if you're looking to pick up the Whoop 4.0 here today, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. If there's anything I missed that you want to know, just go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I do read all the comments, so I'll definitely get back to you. And after using this for almost a month here, I have come to the conclusion that the Whoop is not the right fit for me. I'm going to be getting rid of it. The fact that it doesn't have a display, the fact that it relies on the app 100%, the fact that there is a subscription are huge deal breakers for me. So I'm going to be getting rid of it, but I did want to test this out because you guys did request it. Many of you did. Not the right fit for me. It may be for you, really depending on what you're looking for. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.